Welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3 FES. I am knackered. I could have just, chose to do this tomorrow, but falling behind on recordings. It's the new year now, Recorded for Lil Busters in the morning, and it's now like 6 PM, and I'm recording for this after editing 4 parts of Lil Busters for the Musical MBN channel. Oh, I'm so tired. I woke up at like 5 or 6 in the morning, so I've been awake about 12 hours, and this thing doesn't wait around long before it goes into, let's reload the, title screen stuff. Like, damn, man, you don't let me pause for any amount of time. I can't even remember when I last recorded for this one. It obviously was last year. It was in December. I just can't remember when. Makoto, how fitting. I mean, that's the name of the protagonist and all, but there's also a Makoto in Persona 5. I've been playing Persona 5 Royal a lot lately. It's kind of funny, I got PS5 for Christmas, but I haven't played it all that much. Because, I've been playing Persona 5 Royal on my PS4. I've gotten up to right before the casino arc, basically. And the whole reason I said Makoto there, is because I ended up going with Makoto this time. I was like, they added in, what was her name, Kazumi or something like that. I was thinking, okay, since she's like kind of in your face in the Royal, it's like, okay, I the protagonist date her. But then when I learned that, you don't even get anything really with that character going until at least post, Persona 5 ending. Because for whatever reason, they thought, what would be good if we add in these 2 characters, right? And they'll have like appearances throughout the game. So it'll be a bit different from Persona 5, but it'll play out exactly like Persona 5, like regular Persona 5. But right after the final boss, where it feels like it's, a fitting point to end the game, the story, because it makes sense, that's how original Persona 5 ended. But no, then we're gonna have an entirely new arc, before then moving on to the actual ending that is probably slightly different. But anyways, I was like, I ain't waiting that long, screw that shit, and I was like, ranking up Makoto's social link, and I was like, screw it, why not? When I originally played Persona 5, that was kind of the idea I was going with it anyway, but I couldn't max out her social link because I sucked at the social stats on my first playthrough. So, yeah. Got not much relevance really here. Other than the fact they share the same first name here. So, I do remember. Let's do this before I forget. I think I'll just record 2 parts for today, it's like 6 PM now. I've been up since like 5 or 6 in the morning. Checking something quick here first, let me see, Persona. 17th of December was the last time I recorded this. Which is 2 days different from Lil Busters. I recorded for Lil Busters today, and the last recording I did for that, prior to that, was the 15th of December. I really went out of my way to get all the parts of the year completed, so that I could, work on the media montage. Speaking of which, I'm gonna include the Persona 3 section of the montage video at the end of this part. I think it was, like, out of all the sections at the start of the montage video, I think it was one of the weaker ones. Originally I recorded a lot more of a trumpet kind of bass track, where I did a cover of the Dome theme. But when I saved it, it didn't save properly, so I had to redo it, and I decided to just, play lead guitar instead of having the trumpet as the lead instrument with the keyboard. and it was a bit messy once, but whatever. It's so weird playing Persona 3 and playing Persona 5 Royal. It's very different. I am truly sorry to bother you, but I have a big favor to ask. I've been asking for someone with exceptional strength. Looking for someone. If you don't mind, would you accept my request? Some of my missions will require you to escort me around, but of course, each one request is completed, I will have a reward for you. I eagerly await your cooperation. You're now able to accept Elizabeth's requests. Elizabeth is the OG Velvet's room assistant, basically, you know. Well, actually, you could see the characters from, Persona 1 and Persona 2 as assistants of sorts, but they were a bit different, you know. Persona 3 was the start of the new and more, well-known style of Persona games with social instance. Igor being the main guy for, Velvet Room. He was always the Velvet Room guy, but, he has a boss. Valmon, or whatever the hell the guy's name was. He hasn't really made a physical appearance since, Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, or whatever it's called. He technically has made an appearance in the form of butterflies, apparently, but that's not it. He's the guy who gave, people the ability to use personas, and he's been completely irrelevant since Persona 2. I wonder if they'll ever bring that character back. Because, it's all been Eagle and his assistants ever since. So, we can do requests now, which is another thing that, was a trend started here, wasn't it? In Persona 4, I'm pretty sure Margaret, who is the assistant, also gave requests. I can't remember if in regular Persona 5 if there was anything like that. Outside of the social link, anyway, where you got a few specific personas. But in Persona 5 Royal, you do get these mini little dates you can go on where you, take them to locations that they want to see and stuff. Which originated here, because Elizabeth will do the same thing there as well. So, this is the first one I was talking about, by the way. It doesn't take up time, which is good. Persona 5 Royal is, kind of events actually take up time, but in Persona 3 here it doesn't. We just gotta give her a tour of the mall whenever we're free, basically. I'm trying to think here. Well, I've already retrieved that, so we can get a bead chain for completing this one instantly. As you can see, some of these have deadlines and some don't. And this one is some finer isn't used by the Archery Club members. And it tells you when you're most likely to obtain it. Basically, during the evening of that day, we can ask Yukari about it, and she'll give us the finers, and so we can complete the request. Let's bring something else next to harvest. That's the one we've done as well, isn't it? Let's see. I'm not sure if I've done that one yet. We can only accept 3 requests at a time. You seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. Also, by the way, I got new headphones for Christmas. Recorded for Undertale yesterday, I think? Yeah, it was yesterday. Which was the first time using these new headphones with the mic. And it's a bit mixed. Some of the audio, for whatever reason, would kind of have this rustling sound occasionally. Well, other than that, it seems alright, I guess. Well done, you managed to retrieve the first old document in time. Have you already read it? It's quite interesting. It's quite short, isn't it? If not, then I definitely recommend you take a look. Please accept the reward. So we get a bead chain, which I think recovers everyone's health, I think. Seem to have completed null request. Please give me a moment to check. I've confirmed your casting of the fusion spell Cadenza. That beautiful duet between two musicians. I can feel my strength increasing just from listening to their song. Please accept your reward. We got these gems basically cast that spell. I think it's the medium strength version of fire spells, basically. You got Agni, I can't remember, there's 3 versions. I think Agni D or Agni Diamond is the strongest. I guess we haven't received the beetle thing yet. Have we got a muscle drink? Let's take on this one as well. Yeah, we've completed that. Seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. Oh my, I've never tried a muscle drink before. Is it safe? Well, you have my thanks. I look forward to tasting it. Please accept your reward. Ah, revival beads. Those are nice. And we'll take on the date one. Basically, we just gotta come talk to her during the daytime for that. And it's as simple as that. Now it's a Thursday. I have wrote down the schedule once again, and Thursdays are karaoke nights, which is good, fine by me, because can't really afford the arcade stuff. Sang for hours and hours. Did I even talk to anyone at the Dome? I can't even remember. How are we feeling tonight? Let's study. Academics increased, I guess. You know, that's a thing that seems to be throughout Persona 3, 4, and 5. Is when you gain a skill, you'll get that kind of little music note pop up. And it can be multiple music, notes. And I guess that means that's how much it boosted by. So it only boosted by 1. Which is pathetic when you think about it. Considering how many points you need to max out academics. Oh no, you feel tired again? Well, I guess it gives us an excuse to, boost our courage. But man, we're not gonna get our academics up very well for quite some time at this rate. Protagonist is lazy. Maybe it's because I'm, a bit tired and a bit lazy myself, at this moment. I've been up at least 12 hours. Oh, and then it's getting warmer, huh? Well, it is May already. It's amazing how time flies. Tell me about it. And I, just putting together a montage video and realizing we're heading into 2024 is like, we are basically almost halfway through the 2020s. Just like, how the hell has so much time passed already? True. So much has been happening, it doesn't seem like the number of FES syndrome cases has been decreasing lately. We're the only ones who can fight the shadows, so I guess we should train more so that we're ready if anything like that comes up. Me especially, I don't want to be a burden on everyone else. I mean, you did get knocked out in that 3rd boss fight and didn't get any XP as a result. Oh yeah, I think this is a day where we go.
FYI, Akihiko-san's at the hospital getting a checkup.
Yeah, we don't get to do anything during the day because we're gonna be doing something plot related today.
called me earlier and asked me to bring him something. Yep, he knows who to count on.
He only asked you because you don't have anything else to do after school.
Hey, I resent that.
I'm just kidding. So, what do you want you to bring?
The class roster for 2E.
What's he want that for? Well, I don't have practice today, so I'll go with you.
Oh yeah, on top as well, Yukari, right? Right as I was playing Persona 5 Royal, I don't know if I heard her voice actors or not, but there was this one nameless couple passing by where that Kazumi character was just now all down in the dumps looking at a building under construction that she goes to whenever she feels down. And the girl sounded quite like Yukari's voice actress. I'm not sure if it was actually her or not. And on topic of Yukari, the character herself, during the Medjed arc in Persona 5 Royal, if you go to that one big ass town that has a bunch of places and like darts and stuff like that, if you go there and talk, like interact with some of the NPCs, there's like one NPC that talks about, you know, it's just like, oh, with this whole Medjed, is that, you know, bring in more people to, you know, help with it. And they basically name drop Yukari. So Yukari gets into IT, I guess, in the future then. She gets into the computer stuff, apparently. And I'm pretty sure they said Yukari Takuma. They name dropped her. I was surprised by that.
You're coming too, right?
Sure.
Cool.
Wait a minute.
What? Is there a problem?
Well, it was me he asked.
We're gonna be encountering a new character right there.
Is Akihiko-senpai... in this room? By any chance?
Does it look like anyone else is here at Junpei?
What are all of you guys doing here?
We came to see you.
You know, have you ever noticed how more often than not Persona, you know, main characters in the Persona games, at least, you know, from Persona 3 onward, there's always 1, 2, maybe even 3 or 4, maybe the whole gang. They always wear something slightly different than the usual, you know, school uniform. I guess that's why Junpei kind of blends in with everyone else, because he's kind of wearing the uniform and just a hat, so he kind of doesn't stand out like Akihiko or Yukari and Mitsuru. They're all dressed differently to stand out.
But it doesn't look like anything's wrong with you.
I'm just here for a checkup. Is that it, Aki? Yeah, thanks. I don't have time for this shit.
Who was that?
A friend from school, sort of. You know how the number of apathy syndrome cases have been increasing? Well, he knows a few people who are suffering from it, so I was asking him about it. Hey, Junpei, did you bring what I asked?
Of course, senpai. You shouldn't move your arm.
Yeah, it's nothing.
And then suddenly, oh, it was something after all.
I've wasted enough time already. I need to get back to my training.
You know, but only after the first proper boss.
Yeah, Gecko-Khan's golden boy. He was born to be in the ring.
Sometimes I really don't get you.
By the way, senpai, why boxing?
You mean, why did I choose that sport? Well, it's not the sport itself I like. I just wanted to learn how to fight. I know what it's like to feel powerless. and I don't want to feel that way again. Besides, I'm curious to see how strong I can get. It's like a game, only I'm competing against myself.
Well, that's an interesting way of looking at it. You know, I'm into games too.
Yeah, video games.
Who plays video games? It's like, we insult the very people who buy our video games to play this very thing.
They're good for hand-eye coordination.
Welcome back.
You know, it's an incredibly slow game, you know. Not just because, you know, it's JRPG and it's like hours and hours. Speaking of which, like I said, I was playing Persona 5 Royal, right? I've done 90 plus hours total on it so far. And it's like halfway through the game, at least, like a bit over halfway. It's just insane how long these games are. But you know, it's slow in that it takes a while before the plot really starts getting interesting. This game has a lot of decent, if not pretty good, character developments as the story progresses, and the story gets pretty interesting. And so yeah, and you know, another interesting thing I noticed as well is that in Persona 4 and 5, I'm pretty sure Persona 4 had a similar thing, where your teammate's persona never takes on a new form or anything unless you get their max socially. In this game, that doesn't really do anything. Their personas actually naturally evolve over the course of the story, and it feels more fitting because, they'll go through a certain event in the story, and they will, it'll motivate them to, have their persona take on its new form. It definitely feels more fitting to the story that way, as opposed to just being like, unless you max out the social, they just basically never evolve with their persona. A long weekend is coming up, so I suggest we get the talks. It may take some time for you to fully heal, and I don't want anything like that to happen. Besides, the number of victims seems to have been increasing. I have a bad feeling about that. You must best muster as much strength as you can. But it's Friday. That's not Tartar's Day. Let me actually check. Yeah, I didn't actually write down anything for Friday now that I think about it. Because there's, nothing really to do here. Men on the street interviews, tell us, how are you spending your golden days here? And that's the latest word from a man on the street. Now back to see you from the news. Thrilling. Wait, I just realized these assholes, they skipped the whole day for us, so we didn't even get to take advantage of the whole being tired and getting the courage boost. That sucks. That's really, let's do whatever we want. So don't worry, heal, support, attack, whatever you need, we got your back. Which enemy should be attacked first? The ones about to die, of course. This, if you don't know what to do, just choose act freely. They're probably gonna change that in, the remake, remaster, or whatever the hell, make it more in line with modern Persona, where, you can control your teammates, rather than just giving them basic commands. Don't look well, are you feeling alright? I hear you're still having some test stuff. You should be back tomorrow. He's absent from the goal, it seems. You think that person who was in Agiego sent by his room is his friend? I think so. The assembler said that guy goes to us, but I haven't seen him yet. Moment of truth. Do we get to study tonight? As I said, I did the guitar and trumpet keyboard cover of this track here. It's like I did find this tab somewhere online. So, yeah. It's like, I don't know what key it's in, because it has that bit where it's like plays like a B and a D and maybe a C sharp. I can't remember in what order they use those notes, so it makes me think, okay, so maybe like A major, F sharp minor, but at the same time it could be like C sharp minor and E major, because it feels like it's playing off the blues scale, because like that, it's like F sharp and F sharp G, G sharp, or maybe it's G sharp G, F sharp. It's kind of going through that like, and it keeps coming back to like a C sharp here and there. Well, that didn't help us very much. Let's just see karaoke, even though Friday is apparently. Well, we'll see. We'll see. If we can't sing karaoke, we'll just go to the cafe instead. Can't follow the walkthrough all the way here, man, when I'm made of money. How much money do I have? I have a decent amount because, you know, that cool little exploit in Tartarus where, you know, once the shadows are scared of you, you can just go from floor to floor without fighting, and thus make the most of finding treasure. Yeah. It makes sense why, you know, it says to do the game instead, but that's like 3,000 yen, I think? Which is just insanity. So... Right, so... Oh yeah, wrong building. It's this way. Yeah, this is the cafe. Get that charm going. You know, it's weird, you know, in Persona 4 and 5 they have more than 3 stats. They're probably staring at you because you have unnaturally blue-colored hair, protagonist. But you know, in this game you only got 3 social stats, and each one of them is linked to, you know, social links. Teammate social links at that. It's getting late. And you gotta have them maxed out just to start those social links. It's ridiculous. What the hell they were thinking, I don't know. It's absolute bullshit. Academics is obviously for Mitsuru, and her social link doesn't start till later in the year. Yukari starts somewhere in the summer, and you need max charm if I recall. And the other one is like early summer. We haven't met Kat yet, but we will, and we need to max out courage. That's why we need to focus on it first, because that's the earliest of those social links. Give me a conversation. Don't we start tomorrow? Got any plans? Eh, not really, but I'm not gonna miss tomorrow's show. Oh yeah, you mean tonight's show, right? And I hear that Jingle I can't resist buying something. I never miss it when it's on Sunday afternoons. I'm about to go broke. That was wrong. Was this his first appearance then? The shady TV show host guy? In this game he actually has a social link that you eventually get to do during the evenings. You gotta pay him a lot of money first before you initiate it. And he basically, you know, just talks a bunch of bollocks. Social links teaches you some... I think his one requires some charm as well. I can't remember. There's not really that many evening social links in this game, really. Which is why the walkthrough that I've been following basically just says, you know, do these evening ones whenever you feel like it, because you got plenty of time for those ones. It's the ones during the day you gotta be careful. Okay, so it's a Saturday. It is the 2nd, and we're focusing on strength today, it seems. Hey, Mikado-kun, heard you joined the track team. They said they're counting on you. Good luck. We're gonna hang out with the Yuko today, and the Yuko hangs out over here. Of course, they're not in the same spot every day. There are specific days and stuff. Hey Makoto-kun, I was wondering what I should do since there's no practice today. Me and Ryuga want to work home together. Would you like to spend time with her after school? Sure. Great, let's go have some fun. Ryuga seems happy. I don't have a strength arcana, I'm not sure when. Because, well, I mean you could, well, I don't know what would be the lowest level strength persona you could make, honestly. Or maybe it wouldn't even be obtainable at this very point in time, you know. Walkthrough recommends you get a persona, maxing persona, once you get to a certain point in these socials. Good that I stood my old hamburger shop, Wild Duck Burger. So why the walkthrough, I guess, mentions like, yeah, don't ever waste time going to like these locations or anything like that during the day. There's so many social links, and you'll get to visit these locations anyway during some of the socials. I'm mentally exhausted. Okay, well the app, I think it's pretty much what happened. Right? Yeah, what happens? Well, nothing major. Maybe I exaggerate. And you see that pop-up on her head there? That, you know, gives a boost. There's like an unseen counter of sorts, and you gotta get a certain level of points between each rank. So if you answer correctly, you get a point. And if you have a matching persona, you get 2 instead of 1. You don't have the matching persona right now, so you just get 1. You can see sort of speed up here. Seriously, I've been feeling kind of down. Mr. Koda asked to speak to me. He wanted to know why I turned in a blank quiz. He asked me, don't you have any motivation? I answered honestly. I said, not really. Then he got pissed off. He even yelled at me about the rest of my skirt. Who cares about classic literature anyway? Besides, I didn't do anything wrong. Right, Koda-kun? I agree. Exactly. Oh, that was worth 2 points. Or maybe it's just added. It's like, okay, you got 2 points so far. You just seems happy. So you realize we're only teenagers? Now's the time to enjoy life. Before, you know, we have to deal with the crippling reality that life sucks. Who cares about stories by a bunch of dead guys? Who cares about learning about, you know, history and stuff? Maybe I should be a science major, then I wouldn't have to take a class. I feel like science would be a lot harder. Wait, doesn't that have to take physics? I'm gonna write down something on the quizzes from now on. I don't want him to reprimand me. That's funny, isn't it? It's like, yeah, PE is physical education. And then you got physics. It's like a very different subject right there. My reputation as an intellectual would be ruined. You can tell the answer you're supposed to go with is obviously, well, that's true. You? Intellectual, I don't make me laugh. That was a joke, you're supposed to play along. But if I played along, I wouldn't have got the boost. You just seems embarrassed. I didn't mean to trick you, is my nose getting longer? You're so gullible, you shouldn't believe everything you say. So Koda asked me to write a 3-page essay reflecting on my performance in class. 3 pages? Is this serious? What do you expect me to say? Well, I guess I have no choice if I want to graduate. Otherwise I'll have to repeat this class. I can't wait to celebrate graduation forever, especially with you. You too, Makoto. Or am I getting ahead of myself? Seems Zuko's taking a liking to me. The relationship's stronger now. A mysterious voice rings in your head. Now what I and I am thou, you shall have our blessing when thou great. Is this rank 1 or 2? What we are established in. Yeah, this is rank 2. But so strength has grown. I don't even have a strength arcana. I'm not high enough level, probably. Yuka thinks of you as a member of the team. But we're still just casual acquaintances. I think things get intimate whether you like it or not around about rank 5 or 6 or something like that. Because, you know, this is before they actually gave you the choice to, you know, turn down romance options. I have to go to work on my essay. Bye bye. Have a think about it, Yuka. Goodbye.
What's up, dude?
3-day weekend starting tomorrow. I asked some peeps they wanted to hang out, but the only one who's just guys. Man, I don't want no sausage fest. I don't mean to interrupt, but I need to remind you that missions are quickly approaching. You'd best use your time wisely. But we can't study because we keep getting tired. You have to remind me. The amount of experience you gain will differ according to the number of members who are in the band. Therefore, fighting an enemy by yourself will gain you the most experience. The experience you gain from fighting, the stronger you and your persona will become. Wait, it's Saturday, right? Isn't that Persona? Not Persona Day, Tartarus Day. Isn't that why we go to Tartarus? I guess that's if we have to, though, so we don't need to. Because we've already cleared as far as we can go with that. Hey, you know how I sometimes feel great? Well, those are the best times to go to Tartarus, dude. You'll definitely kick a lot of ass, but I just feel okay. Not great. Pine raisin. Need some? Why would I have pine raisin? Oh, okay, you mean the powder we use in the outfit, right? Yellow stuff. Use it in practice so it runs out quick. But I think I have some left. Hang on. Here you go. What do you need it for anyway? Got a boat to take care of? Well, whatever. And so that's how we obtain that for a list. Damage due will be different depending on which persona you use. Some personas have skills, all personas have physical needs. Remember, it's important to use a persona that's such a style. You see, Hachiya means 88 nights. It marks the beginning of the late dew season. Widely known that this time of year is when the best tea leaves are made. The weather has been clear with no fog and the tea leaves flavor is excellent. There are many tea parties thrown around town in celebration. If we feel great, I might go to Tartarus, but I don't know. Because we're actually gonna go to Tartarus on Monday. Because the walkthrough mentions, you know... Yeah, you feel normal. That's, in order to avoid getting phone calls for invites when you don't really want to deal with that, you have to kind of manipulate it a bit by going to Tartarus, because if you do something else, as soon as you get back to your room, you get a call from one of your social link friends, and they'll be like, hey, wanna hang out on whatever? And you'll be like, oh no, I want to do something else on that day. So yeah, that's kind of the logic behind that. So are we gonna be increasing charm again? You seem to have completed the request. Just a moment while I check. Is that soybean powder? Ah no, it must be the pine resin I requested. It does look like soybean powder now. And you forgot to come here during the day, you fool! So similar that even an expert on soybean powder such as myself can't tell the difference. The reward for this assignment will be soybean powder. Excuse me, I was just cooking something with soybean powder, so... which hand was the pine resin in? My right or my left? They look so similar. Please up your reward. Purifying rice. On the first block. I'm not sure how, I mean, look at the level difficulty on that. I'm not sure about that one. We can do that some other time instead. How come we don't have the... I mean, I can't even remember. I'm pretty sure this game is like, you know, Persona 4 and 5, where you can, you know, register your personas at some point. I just can't remember when that happens. Also, you know what I like about this game is that you have the triangle spread, where you can fuse 3 personas. Whereas in Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, you do have something similar, but it's limited to specific personas that have specific personas in order to make the persona. Whereas in this game, you can pick any 3 personas, like this, and you can make something with it. Obviously, that's way too high level. Hey, look, it's a strength lock. Of course, you know, that's too high level for us to make. So we got Hierophant, Emperor, Justice. We can, you know, just get Angel from Shuffle Time, so we don't really need it on that. We got Devil, which you don't really need Devil. That shady TV host who we're gonna eventually interact with, he's the devil socially. And once you get a social link going, it levels up automatically, so it's not one you need a match itself. So I take it karaoke is not on Saturday. Yeah. That's why Saturday is cafe night. This is going to eat into our funds. Will you become tired again from the simple act of studying? Probably. It's probably gotta be in great condition just to be able to, you know, study without getting exhausted. Once again, our protagonist can't study for shit.
Hi, how have you been?
You know what? This kid, honestly, you know, if he appeared in Persona 5 to the protagonist of that game, it feels fitting because it looks like he's already dressed like he's in prison. It's like, you were in prison since you were, you know, even like, I don't know how old he's supposed to be here. You know, he's like, you know, you were in like juvenile hall or something in your early childhood because, you know, you were a troubled child. Except, you know, the whole prison theme with Persona 5 is the protagonist committed the heinous crime of stopping an influential douchebag from sexually harassing a woman. And the guy fell over because he's a drunk idiot. And he was like, I'll sue you! And so, yeah, he's able to manipulate things so that, you know, the protagonist gets criminal records. It's pretty bullshit. How did he get in?
What kind of welcome is that? Besides, I'm always with you.
Do you always have to speak so creepily?
1 week from now, there will be a full moon.
And that's where the plot's at.
Be careful. A new ordeal awaits you.
Full moon, huh?
Yes, on such days you will face your greatest challenges.
Yeah, there's a boss fight for every full moon, which happens once every month, if I recall.
You must prepare for the ordeal, but time is of the essence. I'm sure you're aware of that, of course. I'll come see you again when it's over. Goodbye for now.
The boy is disappeared. Someday you're still tired because you're a loser. Ah, shit, man. Yeah, this better not screw me over then, because he's gonna be spending all day playing an MMO. Today is Constitution Day. It's the beginning of Golden Week. Gold at a home shopping program on TV at lunchtime. Well, I'll have to check that shit out next part. So, see you next time, dudes. Gotta record the next part, of course, immediately after. Just 2 parts for today, because now it's like, what, nearly 7 PM already? And I've been up since like 5, 6 in the morning. And, you know, recording the edit 4 parts a little bit as early as today, so pretty exhausting. See you next time, dudes. See you next time.